Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this fine morning, I would like to deliver my presentation with the title is Phonological Acquisition by a 5-year-old child suffering from language delay. But before that, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Lanhon Baho from Christian University of Indonesia. Okay, here, as we see in our daily life, language is an important thing. If somebody do not know how to use the language, he will not be able to do interaction with other people. So here, language is very important as a means of communication. In order to be able to communicate with other people, of course somebody have to acquire the language first. So it means here, language acquisition is the process to acquire the language, the capacity to perceive the language, the ability to produce and to use words to communicate. After acquiring the language, of course somebody will be able to deliver their feelings, will be able to deliver their emotion, their idea, and all. Okay, but as we see, normally children will acquire the language since they study to acquire the language since they were born. Okay, but of course, when children acquire the language, have to follow some phases. But here, I would like just to focus on a 5-year-old child. Okay, as it is written here that normally a child at the age of 5 should be able to handle spoken language well to meet a variety of needs. The first is to follow an instruction, and the second is to understand the story. The third is to receive information, and the fourth is to use simple reasoning, and the fifth is to express their feeling, to ask questions, to give information, to make needs known, to tell stories and events in proper order. And the last is to describe schemes, to choose something, and to pretend. Okay, the process of acquiring the language. So everybody, every children in all over the world have to follow the same paces, but it doesn't mean that the acquisition of the language they have are the same for every children. Okay, and in acquiring the language, sometimes in daily life we can see that some children at the age of 4, at the age of 5, and even at the age of 6 to 8, they are not able to speak yet. Why? Because there are problems in the language acquisition. So those problems happen in their daily life. We can call it language acquisition disorder. Okay, there are some language disorder which cause the language cannot be achieved normally by the children. They are maturation delay, or we call it developmental delay, developmental language delay, and then the second is expressive language disorder, or we can call it developmental expressive aphasia, and the third is mental retardation, and the last is hearing loss. But in this study, I would just like to focus on language maturation delay. Okay, a child that is considered into language delay is the child whose process of developing speech develops slower than what has been expected. Basically, there are 4 domains of language that usually be disturbed by those disorders. They are phonology, grammar, semantics, and pragmatics. But in this presentation, I would just like to focus on phonology acquisition. Okay, So the problem that is going to be answered in this study is how are the phonological production of language by a 5 years old child suffering from language delay. And the purpose of doing this study is to find how the phonological production of language acquired by a 5 years old child suffering from language delay. Okay, as I have told before, that language acquisition is the process of acquiring the language, the capacity to perceive the language, and the ability to produce and to use the word to communicate. Okay, in acquiring the language, some children have some vocabularies that should be acquired. So here, at the age of 5 years old child suffering from language delay, of course they have to acquire verbs, noun, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, and in this presentation also I will show later on that what words class which is acquired by a 5 years old child suffering from language delay. And then here we can see that the basis of comprehension and expression of language delay. Here we can see at the age of 1 year, some children who suffers from delay will have unresponsive to speech or environmental sound. Here the expression, they will not be able to vocalize in string of syllables. And the second years, here we can see the comprehension, no response when the names are called, and then unable to follow simple verbal instruction such give me mommy. Okay, and the expression is cannot say single words. And at the age of 2.5 years, they cannot understand simple questions like do you want it? Yes or no? Okay, and expressions, they cannot combine word examples like blow bubbles, daddy's shoes. Okay, and then at the age of 3 they cannot understand questions like where, who, why, when, and their expression, they cannot use complete sentences in daily conversation. It's just let's say I want biscuit, I would like to go with mama, and so on. And next here, there are some processes in phonological. They are substitution process, which consists of 5 processes. They are stopping, fronting, leading, vocalization, and vowel neutralization. And then the second process is assimilatory process. Here consists of 3 processes. They are voicing, consonant harmony, and progressive vowels assimilation. And the last process is syllable structure process, consists of 4 processes. They are cluster reduction, deletion of final consonant, and then deletion of unstressed syllables, and then the last is reduplication. Okay, and the research method. This study applied a case study design with cross-sectional design. And the location of this study is in North Sumatra, exactly in Medan. And the subject of this study is a 5 years old child who suffers from language delay. And the technique of collecting the data in this study is by recording the child activities, the child language, while he is doing his daily activities. Okay, so here the next is data analysis and research findings. So after analyzing the data, it was found that some process of phonological acquisitions were underwent by the child. The first process is the substitution process of transcribed data. They are stopping and fronting, And the second is the assimilatory process of transcribed data. It is voicing, and the next is syllable structure process of transcribed data. They are cluster reduction, deletion of final consonant, and next deletion of unstressed syllable, and the last is reduplication. So those will be explained one by one in this presentation. Okay, next we can see here like stopping. So this is the word which would like to utter, by the children, by the child. Let's see here, as we see here, the word pencil, actually this is in Bahasa Indonesia. The word pencil, it means pencil. So the child utter it with aci. So this is the intended speech, pencil. So here we can see the process. The S sound is replaced by C sound. Okay, and then here let's see in the word bakso. Okay, he tends to say aco. Okay, let's see here. This is the intended speech, bakso. So here the C sound, the S sound is replaced by the C sound also. And here let's see for the word habiskan. So he tends to say tabiskan, and the intended speech here is habiskan. And let's see the process happen here. This is the H sounds. The H sounds is replaced by T sounds. Okay, and let's see for the word photo. So the child tends to say toto. Okay, and the intended speech is photo. So this is the F sounds is replaced by T sounds. And for the rest, here we can see that all of those problems happen on fricative sounds. They are for F sounds, S sounds, Z sounds, X sounds, and H sounds, and they are mostly substituted by stop consonant. They are P, T, C, K, B, D, J, and